Merchant, let's get Merchant Man of Mystery in the building. It's just all over the place tonight. I don't know what to make of it. Lord, it's Mercury retrograde or some shit. Merchant, what's up, brother? Mr. Merchant, hop on, sir. Let's get your microphone working, brother. I'm, I hate when people's microphones. Let's try. Let's get A Shoals. Let's get A Shoals in the building. A Shoals.
Hello, Tariq. I'm sorry, I'm so nervous, but I really love what you do for the community and how you talk about us honoring our ancestors and hoodoo, because a
Yes,
lot of it is really whitewashed and it's bringing a lot of people back into it. So I really respect and honor what you do.
I appreciate you. What city you in, Miss Moon?
I'm in Oklahoma City.
Okay, well, what's out with any black folks out there?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
How big? How big is the population?
Uh, we're here and there. I mean, we're not invisible.
Right. And what you do out there? What kind of work you do out there?
I am a paralegal, and then I participate in hoodoo, and I do tarot and things like that.
How long have you been into the hoodoo and conjure?
Probably about 3 or 4 years now.
Oh, that's beautiful. What made you get into it?
I started doing yoga and was introduced to a black yoga group, and kind of went from there, and had a teacher and everything. So
That's beautiful. That's beautiful, man. I wish more of us. Well, and that's where we come in, just teaching people about our history and the great things of it, man. A lot of us in foundational Black American culture, hoodoo was a very big thing, and we would heal each other, and people would come to us for healing and spiritual guidance. And the white supremacists made hoodoo a negative thing later on down the line, and then that,
yes.
so we got to stop letting them make our stuff negative.
Yes, and it's so crazy how it is whitewashed, and it's been whitewashed for forever.
Oh
And
yeah,
so I just love how you have brought that back to us and brought it to a different audience, because a lot of people don't know that that's ours. That wasn't for them in the first place, because it's something that we needed. And so we had
yes,
to use the different, the different herbs and different things that we didn't have back wherever we came from and things like that. And so, they've just kind of squandered it and put a bow on it and turn it. What, white people don't need it. What do you need it
right,
for?
right. Real talk, real talk. But thank you so much, beloved. I appreciate you, dear.
I appreciate you. Thank you so much for putting me on. I'm so excited. I love you so much, Tyreek. You're freaking awesome.
Thank you, dear. All right, that's a real woman. See that, Morgan? See how real women act like they got some sense. That's what you need to be, Morgan. Stop trying to be super stud, trying to be ultra masculine by making crazy threats. Nigga, when I see you, it's on and popping. I was gonna get you when I see you. When you come to Philly, it's on. The fuck out of here. Morgan up here making threats in Philadelphia. Morgan is the nigga who picked up Will Smith and spun him around in the Fresh Prince intro. That's who Morgan tries to be. In West Philadelphia, born and raised. Morgan was the playground bully. Fuck out of here. I ain't never been threatened by a stud before. Lord, I done been through all types of gangsterdoms, but never a killer stud. Now, I never had that. That's new. That is brand new. But with that face of hers, I can't. Hey, I better not sleep on it. A face like that, that's a face of danger. That mother look like she bites people. All right, so you never know what when somebody's ugly. You don't know what they're capable of. You don't want to get into it with somebody's ugly. They got ugly tricks that they do. They pull out bear spray. They pull out ugly products. You know, they throw bird seed at you. They just do all types of weird shit. You don't know what an ugly motherfucker is gonna do. You know, pull down their pants and pee on you. They just do. You don't know what an ugly person is capable of. I don't put nothing past them. So, and that's a very ugly person. So I don't know what that person is capable of. And let me get some more people in here. Let's get a Mahdi publicist. The Mahdi publicist in the building. What's up, Mahdi? Mahdi publicist, say something. What's happening?
Um, hey Tariq.
Hi,
Hey everybody in the FBA community.
how you doing, Mahdi?
I'm good. So I'm actually not African American, but I've been following and hearing about you all the way from South Africa for a long time. And I've
Mm-hmm.
been like just hearing different kinds of like perspectives, negative and positive things about you and the FBA movement.
Mm-hmm.
So thank you for opening this space up so that I can ask a question, so that I can formulate my perspective, because I don't want to like have a perspective that I didn't hear from the horse's mouth.
Of
So
course, of course.
I'm African. I went to Spelman College. Then afterwards, I returned to Africa, and I've been here since. Probably I'll be back in the States to visit next month. But I just wanted to ask you, because I'm hearing a lot of negative things about Africans. Is it like the FBA movement is anti-African, or like it's just like the banter and the jokes that people be throwing around? Like, are you anti-African? Because I understand also in the African community there are negative perceptions about African Americans, but what's like, is the FBA movement fundamentally anti-African, like anti any African who is on American soil, whether legal, illegal, whether visiting or not? Because I just gotta understand, because I would like to visit the States one day. I've got great friends, African American friends, who have like who are FBA, like first generation Black Americans,
Mm-hmm.
who can trace back their history. I have visited the Whitney plantation. Like, I have even participated in projects that help bring awareness to the scourge of slavery, and even supporting the reparations movement. I believe that reparations should be done, but I don't understand now this beef or this division between Africans and FBAs, and like where did it start? Where and how far does it go? Does it mean the FBA now turned fundamentally anti-African? Anything African? Where's the division? Where's the fight coming from?
Okay.
And yeah.
Yeah. So foundation of the movement really is about us understanding our lineage and our history and us advocating for tangible specifically for foundational Black Americans. It's basically us just understanding and paying homage to our specific lineage. This sentiment of anti-Africanness that came from people from the African and Caribbean diaspora who wanted to undermine us, and we've been checking them. And they've been running with that. Well, this is anti-African. Um, the movement is not about Africa whatsoever. The movement is just about us and us giving props to our lineage. The problem was a lot of the divisive tribal people from Africa came over here, and they try to have the same divisive tribal mindset that has decimated African society there. They try it here, and we won't let them. We're not allowing them to bring that tribalistic mindset over here and infuse it in our conversations, because us as foundational Black Americans, we don't have tribal beefs and all of that. We look at ourselves as a unit, which makes us stronger. This is why we can advocate for certain things and be influential in many fronts, because we stand united more so than any other group of Black people on the planet. When we had get some of our brothers and sisters from Africa who are allies, we welcome them with open arms. We have a lot of brothers and sisters here who are non-FBA. They're African. They support what we do, and we love them and we respect them for it. We've always had brothers and sisters like Stokely Carmichael and others who came from the diaspora who were non-FBA, but they were riders and we respected them. Unfortunately, you do have the Candace Owens and people who are non-FBA or who have non-FBA backgrounds who come among us and then they try to undermine us. That is getting checked very hard. And we call those people tethers. We differentiate them from the African brothers and sisters who are riders. We got our riders from Africa and the Caribbean, and then you have the tethers. We got a major problem with tethers. See, we differentiate. Unfortunately, a lot of the tethers, they don't differentiate with us. They look at us as Akatas, as a group. East Africa, they look at us as Jareers and Abids and all of these very derogatory names. And they've tried to undermine us for a long time. And we said we're not going to let that happen anymore. So we're getting a lot of straightening going on, and we're making sure that there's going to be mutual respect all across the board for those who deserve the respect. That makes sense, sis?
Yeah, 100%. I respect you. Respect you so much for putting it across so clearly. Now I
Hmm.
understand, and I separate the wheat from the chaff now.
Yes, indeed.
All
And
right.
like South Africa, I love South Africa. I've been to South Africa. They showed me nothing but love. I went over there, showed them love. I was over there helping out our brothers and sisters in orphanages, the farmers all over it. Man, much love. Got a lot of love for them. Malema, Julius Malema, a huge fan. I'm a big proponent of him. I'm a big supporter of him. So any brothers and sisters who are about black unity and replacing the system of white supremacy with justice, no matter where you're on the planet, I ride with you. You understand?
Yeah, 100. Thank you so much. And I really do appreciate that and respect that about most African Americans, is that aspect of unity when it
Hmm.
comes to. I've actually learned a lot during my time at the Atlanta University Center. The way y'all organize, the way y'all like really stand with each other when it comes to civil rights and things
Hmm.
like that. That is one thing that I learned from being at an HBCU that I wish on the continent our own schools could incorporate into their own education, so that we can get rid of this divisiveness, this what do you call it, the tribalism
Right.
that has divided our continent, and that will and that greed as well, which has um also prevented our continent and our countries from moving forward, because so much division, so much greed, so much lack of vision, so much lack of solidarity. And that's why like even enemies can come and do whatever they want on our continent, exploit us, exploit our resources, because we lack unity. And unfortunately, when we go to other places, we haven't unlearned our own negative. We haven't unlearned our own negative aspects of our culture back in the continent, so we tend to import that sometimes. And then I
Yes.
also, yeah, and sometimes we don't know how to also deal with some ignorant but perceptions about us, and be patient in teaching other people who don't know much about the continent. Not all of us know how to do that. So I apologize on behalf of my brothers and sisters who have been negative, and I hope that we teach each other with patience, with respect, so that at the end of the day, we support each other positively as.
Ma'am, thank you so much. Real talk. But yeah, that's the thing. There over there, unfortunately, that tribalism has caused Many of the societies there to be decimated by the enemies. And what happens is when folks come here with that same tribalism, we're saying, no, 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 we're not having that. We ain't having that. We're not having folks come over here and we're fighting and trying to replace white supremacy. And folks coming over here from these foreign places talking about why we got to talk about racism. All of these white people are not bad. No, no, no. No, no, no. Leave that back home. You see. So yeah, we're just getting some straightening. Just getting some straightening going. Man. But we are in here. Let's get dissecting. You good over there, Nikki the God? Everybody say what's up to my sister Nikki. Dissecting.
Hi there, Tariq.
What's up, brother?
So
How are
hi there. I'm good. So I know you mostly focus on domestic policy and that kind of thing, but I was wondering, what do you think about including foreign policy into that dynamic and kind of galvanizing young people into international relations and diplomacy to be, the future diplomats and such. Thanks a lot.
as far as what? As it relates to what?
To your movement, FBA, all of that.
Well, yeah, if people support what we got, that's going to help them. If they're supporting our reparations movement, because you do make a good point. I would like black people and just people in general around the world to support our reparations movement because we've supported every movement from all of these other groups. We're always supporting their movements. Um, Even this Palestine Israel thing, they keep looking to us, looking to foundational black Americans to give our perspective on who we're siding with. All of the movements of African independence, we were in the mix of that as well. A lot of foundational black Americans were putting the battery in the backs. We were writing some of the policies. Brother Ralph Bunch, I talked about him. He was the one getting the policies with the UN together so that some of those, many of those African nations could get independence. So we've always been stomping for other groups. So we would love for all of these other groups to say, yes, we stand behind foundational black Americans getting their reparations from the United States government. Because what will happen is once we get that going, they can get compensated from the oppressive colonizers who had them in bondage. This is going to set a precedent. So people do need to support the movement. They don't need to come in and undermine the movement because that's what we've been having. We've been having a lot of non FBA people come among us. Some of them will pretend to be FBA, like look at this person in the Jumbotron, this ugly David Ruffin looking Tether. That woman is clearly a Tether. She's not no FBA. Just look at that face. That's not a face raised on collard greens and cornbread. That's Jollof and a goosey soup. Keep it a buck. Y'all know good and well don't nobody in our family look like that unless they on crack. Nobody in our family looks like that. You dig? So you got a lot of people who are tethers pretending to be foundational black Americans so they can come in our movements and undermine it. You understand? So that's been a problem. So we would love people in the international community to say, hey, look, we support what you guys are doing. We support it. Yeah. Man, I've been on here a long time. I always say I ain't gonna be on here long, and y'all have me on here long. Y'all be having me on here for a long time. And by the way, um, don't forget the Rally for Reparations. Rally, the number 4, reparations.com. We got to GoFundMe. We need like 30K, 30 more, and we'll get to our goal because we're going to make the Rally for Reparations a phenomenal event this year. It's going to be a celebration, us coming together, us standing on business, us getting each other enthused, us discussing things pertinent to our lineage, and just us vibing and enjoying the FBA family. Everybody can come out and enjoy it. And again, family, we're going to make this a yearly thing. We're going to do this yearly in different cities. Next year, I would like to do it in Atlanta. And I'm talking about, hey, us blocking off streets and just really getting it popping down there. And then we'll take it to New York and then Chicago, just different cities every year. You did? Because we need to celebrate our lineage. This is a celebration, and we got to give honor to our ancestors, like our good sister said earlier, was talking about. Man, that's very important, giving praise and props to our ancestors. That's what hoodoo is about. And that's where you get your strength, man. When you show respect to the people who really put it down for you, that's where you get your strength. The dominant society, there's a reason why they always try to Africanize our history. For so long, they try to skip the history of our ancestors here and have us focusing on just the history of Africa, which is cool, but we can't negate and overlook the vast history that we have here. The history we have here is so damn phenomenal, and the things that our brothers and sisters went through. That's why that I've been focusing on it so much. We haven't uncovered the half of the stuff that we got popping here. We got to understand that we, as foundational Black American, we are every inch of the culture here. Everything about American culture comes from foundational Black Americans. Everything that is great about American culture comes from foundational Black Americans. We are the culture. All right. Let's get the darkness in here. The darkness. The darkness. What's happening, brother?
Hey, how you doing, Tariq?
What's up?
I just wanted to come in and, give my respects. I'm a medical student here in Philly, and for the past 2 years, I've been listening to your programs like 2 or 3 times a week, and it kind of gives me strength to keep on going. And I just want to say that everything that you say is true, especially here at school. You know, we're getting phased out. I want to say
Yeah.
that I'm like the only FBA male here.
Mm.
Everybody else is either Nigerian or Caribbean of, somewhere else, who's not FBA. And I just want to give, FBA brothers and sisters, a warning of what's coming since the Supreme Court, completely abolished, was it race based affirmative action. And what I mean by that is even though we really didn't benefit from it, it's going to get worse considering the fact that they still kept gender-based affirmative action. So what that means is you're going to get a lot more white people, white LGBT motherfuckers who are going to end up taking advantage of these benefits. It's just going to getting worse. We're going to
Yep.
get pushed this side even more. So like that's it. I'm gonna land my plane. I just wanted to come in and drop my respects and keep doing what you're doing, man. And I can't wait to.
Okay, I appreciate you, brother. Thank you so much. Shout out to that brother. Let's get Mola Sai. Mola Sai. It's 2 in the morning out here in LA. Mola Sai. What's up, Mola Sai? Mola Sai. What's up, brother? Or ma'am. I don't know what I'm talking to tonight. It's been all types of stuff. Transgenders, closeted big niggas like said, ugly studs like Morgan. It's all over. I don't know, sir, ma'am, them, they. I don't know. I just don't know. I don't know what to call y'all. I don't know. You dig? I just don't know. Um, let's get I am big cuz. All right. Let's get I am big cuz. What's up, big cuz?
Hey you hear me?
Yes, sir. How are you, brother?
Good and you. Like I said, big fan. Called a couple days ago. I was seeing what did you go through to figure out your lineage to learn about it and like stuff like that?
What did I do? What did I do to do what now?
Like to learn your heritage or lineage per se. Learn your
Oh,
lineage.
well, you know what, man? Look, the thing is, as you know, I've done all of the Hidden Colors films, so I'm a historian. I'm real deep on studying history and just studying history, man. Just reading and studying and looking at our history. And my job, I made it my mission to uncover history that is deliberately hidden. The dominant society, I found that a lot of stuff that they hide a lot of our history deliberately. A lot of the history of us, man, they bury that stuff. So I'm like, let me let me see why they're hiding our history and what they're hiding. So I made it my mission to really study and what they hide. They hide a lot of foundational Black American history. They don't like to tell us the real deal. That's why I did the movie American Maroon as an example. Like the Seminole Wars, that's one thing that's been hidden. The Seminole Wars was basically, at the time, they called it the Negro War. But if you look at it in history now, they make it seem like it was an Indian war, where a war with the Red Indians. Now, the Seminole War, the military arm of the Seminoles were the black people, and they were whooping these white supremacists' ass in Florida. They don't like talking about that. I did a whole movie about that, man. That's something. If y'all haven't seen American Maroon, y'all need to get American Maroon because that's a phenomenal piece of history that they don't tell you. They don't tell you about the brothers and sisters who lived in the swamps and they kept a sanctuary city in the Great Dismal Swamp that was never penetrated by the white supremacists. White people couldn't go in there; they would get killed. And they never infiltrated it. The Great Dismal Swamp, the brothers and sisters never took an L. That's where Nat Turner was on his way to when he did his rebellion. They've been keeping the Great Dismal Swamp secret. Now they know about it. They put Blackwater up there. They put that private military company. They put it in the Dismal Swamp so they can study our actions and how we survived in that swamp for centuries without it being penetrated. And we had little code systems and we had little signals and ways to not be detected. Man, we were doing phenomenal things that's never talked about. They tell us our history like we were just shuffling around on a plantation. Oh yes, the boss. I just can't read and I'm just here to do whatever you tell me to do now. Man, we were creating military tactics and strategies that these people are studying today, family. Do y'all understand that? The stuff that we were doing, these people are studying that stuff to this day. Blackwater, the private military company, they're called the Academy now. They went and set up in the swamp to study what we did. They dropped Navy SEALs off in the swamp so that they can do testing and um, military training there. You see, so that's just one part of it, man. Our history as foundational Black Americans is phenomenal, man. When we study all the things that we actually invented and created, and all of the patents that we have, thousands of patents. When we could get patents, we're creating things before we can get access to the patent office. We were creating almost everything. Some of the first doctors were foundational Black Americans. We were the ones healing people. You see. We were the ones using roots and herbs and healing. We were some of the architects. You see, don't let these people make you think that we were just quote unquote shuffling around plantations, being told what to do by massa. We were coming up with a lot of the ideas and the ingenuity, the architecture. When we talk about Washington D.C., we know that was Benjamin Banneker. They try to give credit to a white man, saying that Benjamin Banneker memorized the blueprints that a white man drew, which I don't believe. I don't believe that. I don't think you can look at somebody's blueprints and memorize that shit. I don't believe that. I think Benjamin Banneker did the creation and they just didn't want to give him credit. But they give him semi credit, and that's one thing. If they give you a little credit, that means you did more than what they're giving you credit for. You see. But we are literally the foundation of this country. Everything great about it, it comes from us. The first explorers in this country who were foreign were black. Estevanico, the first person to who was a quote unquote documented foreigner to explore the interior of North America, is a black dude. You understand? So just studying history, you'll see us pop up. You understand? When you study history, look at some of the names and descriptions of people who pop up. Yeah, because they deliberately try to hide this stuff. Yeah. Let's get Carl Foster. Carl Foster. All right, Carl. Carl, your profile. What's up, Carl? I hear
Hey,
you.
how you doing, man? I'm been a long time listener, always contribute. I just wanted to say, when you were speaking about Blackwater and Academy, so
Yeah.
I'm a fire sprinkler inspector, and that trade is literally 99% white, 1% other.
Mm.
And yeah, they don't like me because I did everything on my own and got my license and stuff. I'm out here in Chesapeake, Virginia.
Oh wow. So you're right.
And
Oh yeah.
you're 100% right about Blackwater and Academy. I did the inspections out there about a couple years ago with a different company, and they got their own police force and everything. And
Mm.
they're literally smack dab in the Dismal Swamp.
Yep. Oh yeah.
Like you're headed to it's like you're going to Outer Banks if you take 17, Highway
Yeah.
17, and it's literally right there. Rattlesnakes, all kinds of shit out there.
Mm-hmm.
And they literally train SEALs, the different police departments. I've seen them out there. They have their own chow halls. They have secret areas that we barely can get into to do the full inspections.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. They got spots out there that the public can't even access in the swamps, where they have those black enclaves. They don't even let you go there. You got to have all types of special clearances to go there. Yeah.
We had to
Oh yeah.
get special clearances. I literally had to get special clearance and everything to go back there. I'm talking training dogs. And when I say training dogs, pretty much them dogs is like beat the submission because we was out there walking around. They're sniffing out bombs and shit. And they're choking the life out of these dogs. They ain't trained. They're literally just like on some other shit.
Wow. Wow.
And I just wanted to say that they're really out there, planning and training. And I've spoke about other stuff before when I used to be in the military, uh, out in Georgia in Hinesville at
Mm-hmm.
Fort Stewart. And I told people, that book that what is it called? The book about the how to teach a Negro to be a Christian.
Yeah.
That's right there where I was at. Liberty County, Georgia used to be Liberty Plantation. And
Oh
the
wow.
writer of that book, literally gravesite is right out there in Savannah and all that area.
Wow, my man. Man, I appreciate you, man. Thank you. But yeah, yeah, man, that's real. I've been telling people, man, out there in the Great Dismal Swamp, look, the white supremacists, man, they look at that as them taking a huge L. The white supremacists, they hate taking an L from us. And I want y'all to understand that y'all really got to watch the movie American Maroon because we go into it for damn near 3 hours. We break it down. But out there in the Great Dismal Swamp, the black folks who are runaway slaves, they turned that into a sanctuary city. They built it up in the interior and they set up communities there. Some people said it was damn near, it could have been between 20 and 40,000 people. Some people said it was even more. But they set it up so that it couldn't be penetrated. Um, it was deep, deep in the swamp, and they had systems so that people, you couldn't get access to it unless you knew somebody, and it was real heavy. It was a militaristic, ingenious way they made it happen, and they were never caught. That place never got infiltrated. That's where Harriet Tubman was going back and forth. When people talk about the Underground Railroad, that was part of the Underground Railroad. You understand? And also during the Civil War, they used brothers and sisters from the Great Dismal Swamp to come fight for the Union. And they were able to send messages from the North and the South through the swamp. That's where the term I heard it through the grapevine because the swamp had grapevines in it. It had wild grapevines. So the term I heard it through the grapevine, that's a foundational Black American term. That term came from us. And that's what it meant. You getting information from the swamp. So you're not snitching on nobody. So if you heard somebody did something, well, I heard it from the grapevine. I heard it from the swamp. You dig? Our history is amazing. I pay so much homage to those brothers and sisters who fought like that to survive and to live and to make sure that their communities would be safe. These brothers would brave being in swamps with snakes, alligators, bobcats, panthers. Back then they had panthers in them swamps and bears. You know, we had some amazing folks, man. Amazing ass people. Mr. Limba, what's your name, brother? What's your name? Baramina?
Uh,
Bar,
but Amina, but
Baramina.
Amina.
What's up, brother? Where you from, man? Where's that? Where you from?
Yeah, I'm from UK. I live in the UK.
Not with no, what Baramina, where you from? Because you got Middle Eastern language there. I mean, where you from?
Oh, South Africa. That's where my family comes from.
Well, okay.
Yep.
Are they, okay,
Hmm.
but where they, wait, no, hold on, because are they Arabs, though? Are they Arabs?
But I was spoken before the Lemba.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think I remember speaking with you. Now, that language, the language that you have, that looks like Arabic. What language is that on your page?
On my page.
Yeah.
Like which part of my page? Like my name or?
Yeah, right, but right above Baramina, that looks like Arabic.
Yeah, that is Arabic. Yeah.
Right.
I mean
Okay.
the
So,
writing scripture.
okay, okay,
Mm.
okay. All right. So, what's
Um.
on your mind? Shit.
No, I just heard you speaking about like some of these like I guess you can say like African American heroes from the past, right? Like Harriet Tubman and the settlement, the abysmal swamp, whatever. Like, I'm thinking like that's kind of cool. Like, damn, you guys are really because technically, like during that time period, that was like the pinnacle of white supremacy. You know, that was the pinnacle white supremacy. You know, white people were colonizing the whole world. You know, even in the American continent, they had high fertility rates and stuff like that. Like they're really displacing people, enslaving people, and stuff like that, right? Yet, you know, those African American heroes were able to fight back against that at the zenith of white supremacy. And
Right.
I think that's amazing, you know? But
Mm-hmm.
how come, you know, we look at FBAs nowadays and, you know, white supremacy is pretty weak and stuff right now. Like, even have places where they have like African mayors. Like, look at freaking Minnesota. Like, there's African mayor and stuff like that. Like, white supremacy is pretty weak and stuff, especially in the United States. So, how come FBA people right now cannot are not fighting like that, like fighting like the ancestors? Like, are you guys scared of white people now? Because when I hear about you know, how people like Harriet Tubman, like they don't strike me as people that were scared of white people, who had this kind of idea that white people were inherently superior and stuff like that. But when I speak to a lot of like black Americans today, like it's like a lot of you know, you guys are scared of white people. Like you have this kind of fright, you know, like oh, if you do some sort of action, there's gonna be some sort of
Okay. Now, what you're doing is called projecting, sir. That's called projecting because you know in your homeland of South or West Africa or East Africa, that's what you're doing. All right? That's what you're doing. And we still have the strength of our ancestors. We still have it. It's still here. We turn up when we need to turn up. We stand down when we need to stand down. We know how to be strategic. But one thing we don't do is flee like you fled to the UK. That's afraid of white people because you let them decimate your homeland and then you bounced and you're over there in Britain kissing ass.
yo, but Mr. Tariq Nasheed, that's a nice Arabic name, by the way, you know. I just wanted to say that you guys also fled. Like, why are we talking about fleeing? Like, fleeing means to go from one place to another place out of fear, right? That's what a lot
It
of Black
means
Americans did.
abandoning. It means abandoning.
Yeah, you
Yep.
abandoned the South, and you went to the North United States.
Every single one of us has a house in the South.
But
Everybody
but where do
there.
you live though? Do you
I live in Los Angeles, and I can go back to
okay?
the South. My grandmother's house is still in the South, and I can
I
go
know
back.
so many. Like, come on, let's be real. I'm sorry to interrupt, but like,
No, 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 no. Almost every foundational Black American, they got a grandparent, a great grandparent with a house still in the South. We didn't abandon it. We go back all the time.
I've got family in my country, so I mean, what's
But you ain't there. You had to go flee to another country. You fled to a whole different government. The South is still my country. So you see how
fleeing is
that works?
fleeing. It doesn't matter
No,
how you try and
no,
chop
no,
it
no,
up.
no, no,
Fleeing
no.
is fleeing.
You can't flee within your own country. It don't
Yes, you
work like
can.
that. No, you can't.
Why not?
No, you can't. Because this is
According
my
to,
country.
but it's
This
still
is
fleeing though. You
no,
still
no,
fled
no.
to an
That's
area which was predominantly black to an area which was
no,
predominantly white. No, to a
no.
city which was
That's
predominantly white from an
that's
area which was predominantly black. That's
this
fleeing
is
in my eyes.
that family.
Fleeing doesn't mean
Tethers
go
tethers
on.
have tethers have 3 degrees of tethering. Well, number one,
That's
feigning ignorance. That's number one. I'm just teaching
why
the
are you
family.
speaking about tethers. I don't get it.
Hold on. Let me. Family. Let me. This is a lesson in tetherism. The tethers do 3 things. They're going to first one play dumb. That's one. The second thing tethers are going to do is they get belligerent, just like this guy. They'll play dumb at first, and then they'll start getting real belligerent. And then they'll get angry and belligerent, just start blurting out a bunch of garbage, and then the third part, they'll just start lying. All right, that's the 3 prongs of tetherism. Then they'll just start blatantly lying. All right, so just understand how tethering works. The tether tactics, they all use the same tether tactics. So again, you can't flee in your own country. That's the thing about foundational Black Americans. We help build such a big country. We can go from place to place and still be good. It's our country. We go back and forth. We don't have to pledge allegiance to a new constitution and a new government and go through immigration.
I mean, what was the what's it called? What was the Underground Railroad? Though? Was that not fleeing in your own country?
No,
It wasn't fleeing.
the underground railroad was them setting up shop in places like the swamp and acting as a military
But
base.
they
That's
fled though,
sir, they set up a military camp and they
bruh.
fought back.
I'm talking about the holistically. What was the Underground Railroad?
Oh, they freed themselves. There's a
How
difference
so?
between freeing yourself and fleeing. They were in bondage and they did the right thing by breaking out of bondage and freeing
Okay,
themselves.
Tariq Nasheed, what is
Hold
the
on, no, no,
definition?
no, 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 no. Our FBA ancestors freed themselves from bondage. You weren't in bondage in your homeland. You just didn't have it popping, so you fled. Big difference.
How did you free yourself from bondage? Did you fight against the oppressors directly, combat, or did you go from one place to another place without them knowing? Because in my definition, or in the definition of the
That's a
English
tether
language,
definition.
that is fleeing. You fled from one place to go to another place discreetly.
No,
They were
no,
chasing after you too. So if
no,
it
no,
was
no.
about fighting, why? Where's
No,
the
that's
weapons?
called freeing yourself. That's called bravery. That's
Bravery.
called bravery.
Two
Freeing
seconds.
yourself. Yes, if somebody has you in bondage
Freeing
and you
yourselves
fight,
would be the
and
Haitian Revolution. Let's be real. That would be like the Haitian
that,
Revolution, fighting
and
against them directly.
y'all didn't do that, so you can't even claim the Haitian Revolution.
It's
Y'all
not
didn't
about
do
me.
that. You
I'm just
fled.
saying you're the one that's always talking about fleeing this, and I'm not saying I didn't.
You fled. You fled to
All
a
right,
whole different
sure, I
fled, sir.
fled. That's fine. But did you
Yeah,
fight back against the oppressors, or did you flee using the
we
Underground
fought back.
Railroad?
We fought back. The
You
Underground Railroad, they
fled.
were
You
fighting back.
fled underground. You fled to these discrete
That's
settlements.
you're
You fled
projecting your
to
tether
Canada
failure.
as well. Let's not forget about that.
You're projecting your
I'm not.
tether failure.
I don't have any underground railroad in my country or culture. That's
No,
you
no, the
guys.
Underground Railroad was an inner tube to Europe. That was your Underground Railroad to get the hell on.
You know, I was
And you weren't being
no.
oppressed. You
In
just fled
fact,
because you couldn't get it popping. You had your own land and you just couldn't get it popping, and you left because you failed yourself.
no, no,
That ain't
no.
that's fleeing.
I was even born in the UK. Like I didn't. I
You
was
were an
born
anchor
here.
baby. You were an anchor baby. That's even more pathetic.
So, but nobody chooses where they're
You're
born though.
an anchor baby. You're
I
a
didn't choose
British.
to be born in the UK.
You're an anchor baby, sir. You fled, and your family fled,
But
and they
you
had
chose
anchor.
to go from, I don't know if it was you or your family, but they went to LA. You probably were in somewhere in the
My,
Midwest
my
beforehand
homeland. It's
because
still
a
in
lot
my
of
homeland.
African Americans chose to
Still in
go to
my
the
homeland.
Midwest. Can I finish? A
No,
lot of
because
African
that's still
Americans chose to go to the Mid.
that's still my homeland. This is my
It
homeland.
doesn't, no, white people were the
Yeah, yeah,
majority in the Midwest.
yeah. This is my homeland. My taxes extend all over this nation, and that's where I'm going. You see how that works? That's called living in your homeland, sir. It ain't fleeing, abandoning something that my family built.
Bro, if you
Like
went
you.
to a Native American reservation, you can't just suddenly claim as your homeland because it's part of
No,
the
no,
United
no,
States.
no, no,
That's not how
no,
it
no.
works.
Yeah, it
You
is, sir.
fleeing by
We
definition
built
is
the
going from,
no, no. We built the United States, sir. All of it. All of it is mine. All of it. Now, do we have a white supremacist problem? Yes. But we fight the white supremacists and get them off our backs. Y'all flee and go suck up to them. So that's different, sir. We're much different. So why are you trying to project your cowardice onto us? Dudu hop on, sir.
yeah, I don't know what Dudu Tunde is. That sounds like a Taiwanese. But
Yeah.
yeah, look, I wanted to say the thing is, it doesn't make sense to me because the reality is, and when
It's
we look
not
at,
going to make
can I
somebody who
finish? I didn't even say
anybody who's
anything, bro.
a fleer, anybody who's a fleer, it's not
Can
going
you
to make
stop
sense to you.
interrupting? You know, I've tried
No,
to.
because you're not going to
No,
project
okay.
your tethered fleeing coward
I'm not. How?
mentality.
What am I tethering onto then? If I'm a tether,
You're a tether because you fled and you're
but
sitting up
what am I
here
tethering
speak
onto?
on
That
our
was my
business.
question.
Now, well, now you're tethering on the UK now, so you're tethering on
I'm
them now.
tethering onto the UK.
Uh huh.
Okay, from what?
From your failed homeland that you fled from.
I didn't flee. I was born in the UK,
Your family fled, sir. You're a fleeing tether. You're still a fleeing tether. You're first
but
generation
that
fleeing.
wasn't me. Did I flee directly? Yeah, I
Your
did.
family, your family fled, and
You're not
you
making
even
sense though. Like these can you tell me the definition of what a tether is and tell me the definition of what fleeing is? Because it seems to be all over the place. I can't lie. Because me,
well
when I look
all
at it,
over the place you
wouldn't
fleeing.
tethering be when you go to another place and you latch onto them and their culture instead and abandon your own? And if
You're
you
really
flee, 2 seconds. If you flee,
no, you're really trying to come to terms with you fleeing. Now you're trying to
I was born
really
here. Like, how
dig.
did I flee?
Your
That's what I'm
family,
trying to understand.
sir. You ain't in your homeland. All right, you're an anchor baby. You understand? You're an anchor baby, and you have a problem with being an anchor baby because
Now,
you're
I have a
ashamed.
problem understanding like how I would have fled if I
You're
was
an
born here. I didn't
yeah, because
run. Like
your
I was
family.
literally born.
You come from a
No,
fleeing lineage.
okay,
You
that's
come.
fine, but I didn't flee then. Why are you trying to put that on me?
You are but
But look,
you're
I'm
like
trying
your
to
parents.
say that can
You're
be
like your
fine
parents. You have the same cowardice that your family infused in you,
just
sir.
by being born.
Yep, because you could have
Okay,
went
by
back.
that logic, you as a
Nothing
descendant of
stopped you.
slaves have the same
Nothing.
cowardice being captured.
Well, being being captured.
Yeah, you're a
Say
descendant of slaves, no?
wait.
So you have the same
Wait.
subservience, the same what's it called? Same slave mentality as your ancestors by that logic.
So we're cowards by being captured.
I guess if the condition of your like your parents or
Well, okay.
predecessors characterizes you,
So what does that
then the
say
condition
about
of slavery should
you?
characterize you too.
What does that say about you? Because your whole nation got colonized. They
You were
captured your
slave. You
whole
were
nation
enslaved though. So
on
what does
land.
that say about you?
They they
What's
they
worse, being
captured you
colonized
on
or
your
being
homeland.
enslaved?
They
What?
captured
Okay.
you on your homeland. Colonization is slavery. It's the
What's
same thing.
okay? Even if that
They had to put guns on us, bro. They had to militarily take us away in chains and guns and knives. They had to, and even to this day, they have to bring tanks and military weapons to stop us because they know we gets busy. We're the warrior class. Nigga, they colonized you with
I think
Bibles,
you're
bread.
projecting because that's
They
what
no. You got subjugated with Bibles
you're
and
projecting right now.
switches.
You're
I
projecting.
ain't projecting
You're
nothing. You the
projecting.
one who got colonized, sir. And then ended up having to flee the land that was colonized. Well, you a double failure. You got colonized on your own land and then had to flee. That's fail on double fail. You
You
dig?
were projecting. You
That ain't
escaped.
projecting. You double failed, sir. They colonized you on your
Name one
own
successful
land,
slave
and
rebellion. Even
then it got so bad that you had to damn leave. We at least had to. We stood on business. We didn't flee. At least we stood and built something. We're the most influential black people on the planet. You understand?
you fled. You need to come to terms with that reality. You escaped from the
Th-
south and you went to
That's
the
I'm a
north.
tether. That's I'm a tether, and I say so.
I'm not a tether. I'm not tethering on anything,
Yes, you
But
are.
you're tethering onto the northern cities that were built by white Americans. Detroit was built by white Americans. Can you admit to that?
No, it wasn't.
No. Okay. So who was it built
White
by?
Americans didn't build shit without foundational black Americans.
So
They
Detroit.
failed.
Okay. When it comes to the settlement
Just
of
like
just
you
Detroit,
failed. They failed
let's
their
not even.
homelands like you failed
I know you
yours.
like to lie a lot, so let's just ignore.
They failed their homelands just like you failed theirs. Just like you failed yours, sir. The white supremacists failed their homeland. They didn't get anything popping until we got into the mix.
That's not
Just
true, man. Because even if
okay,
we talk about the place you're in, Los Angeles economy was already there was gold rushes and stuff like that happening before any significant Black American population was there or African American population was there. That's the economic
sir,
facts.
sir. L.A. was co-founded by black people.
Okay,
The people
show me
who
this.
helped found.
Do you have any source?
Yes, sir. You
Okay,
can look that up. It was black people who were some of the
okay. What
original
should I
people
type in?
founded who founded Los Angeles, sir. And one of the richest people in Los Angeles was a black woman in early LA who helped everybody. It was a black woman, Miss Biddy Mason, sir.
Okay, I'll type in Black founders of Los Angeles. Okay, I'm not even seeing Black Americans. I'm seeing
Nigga,
people.
don't just be quiet. You just don't know what you're talking about.
These are not
It,
Black Americans though.
goodbye. I'm not gonna sit here and listen to a lying tether who don't know what the hell he's talking about. Because when you debunk them, you don't really. Okay, I just debunked a damn idiot tether. All right, so now what? Debunking you ain't even fun no more. Yeah, debunking a damn idiot ain't even fun. I'm just sitting here debunking you. Dude, black people were co-founding Los Angeles. The most significant early people in Los Angeles were the black people, like Biddy Mason, who was the richest person, well, the richest woman in California, who was a formerly enslaved person. This was a woman who got out of slavery, who lived here in Los Angeles, who's basically the grandmother of Los Angeles, was the wealthiest woman in the state. See, this is the thing about us. See, we have a long, deep history. Let me tell you about these tethers, and I'm not trying to beat up on my non-FBA people. We, as foundational Black Americans, we let these folks run a Jedi mind trick on us, talking about y'all ain't got no culture history. Dude, our culture and history is so damn rich and deep, way deeper than theirs. They can't point to the shit that I just pointed to as as it relates to their culture. They don't have a Biddy Mason. You don't have a John Horse. You don't have a Harriet Tubman. You don't have a Rosa Parks. You don't have an Ida B. Wells. You don't have a Malcolm X. You don't have that in their culture. This is why all they do is sit around here. You can't point to anything in his culture. It's all about lying about our shit. You niggas fled to the north. That's tether babble. You don't flee in your own country. This is our own land. You're not fleeing. You move around your own land. That's what being a citizen is. Being a citizen is you move around in your own land. You don't have to flee all over the goddamn place to other countries and mooch off people. That's the great thing about building something. You can enjoy what you built, you see? And you ain't got to mooch off people. Brother McCall, let me get my good brother in here to make sense of it. What's up, sir?
Oh my goodness. Great minister of code, how art thou?
I'm good, my brother. How are you, sir?
Just living the dream and winning. Look,
Yes,
Debating a tether is like debating a 9-year-old.
Yeah.
Period. They hear the complete opposite of what you say. That's just how their processor works.
Oh yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. That's it. My man,
there's no
thank you. Man, yeah, just debunking. You're just too easy to damn debunk. I'm not gonna sit here and debunk somebody who's mentally deficient, who don't know shit, just saying anything that pops in his little ashy head. You niggas fled too. You fled. The white people built the north, nigga. Shut up, Lord. Just tether damn babble, my Lord. All right, we in here. Let me get off here, man. Shit, y'all be having me on here long. I'm up here arguing with tethers and said still trying to get up. Tethers, moist niggas, ugly studs. It's just all over the place. Everything is all over the place tonight. It's insane. But family, I need everybody to go to the GoFundMe to support the Rally for Reparations. We need to support the Rally for Reparations, ladies and gentlemen. I appreciate everybody. I appreciate everybody who's contributed for the Rally for Reparations, man. We're doing it for the ancestors. All right, let me get out of here, man. My dog's out here barking at skunks. I hope they don't get sprayed. My dog's out here in my backyard running after skunks and they get sprayed and they come in the house smelling like skunk ass. So I got to go get them. Anyway, guys, go to microphonecheck.com to get your tickets for the movie Microphone Check. Go to rootworkstyle.com. Just a heads up, we're out of the Lucky Lavender scent. We got some more coming in a couple of weeks. So I would say if you want the Lucky Lavender, go to Amazon. They got it on Amazon. But on our website, we got all the scents. Lucky Lavender, we are out of the Lucky Lavender. We will have more in stock in a few weeks, though. All right. Anyway, y'all, it's been real. Papi Akute, Lala Vuve to the family. Peace.
This is the 50th anniversary of hip-hop, and we still have a lot of discrepancies as far as the origins of hip-hop, a lot of claims, who did what, who was the first this, who was the this and that, and such and such. But at the end of the day, we need a definitive story, all right? And that story can only be told by the founders of this culture.
Like everything was being driven and influenced by young, black, American culture. Like the slang, the style of dress, the initial music that we chose.
You look at all the boroughs, you got, money making Manhattan and money earning Mount Vernon and Crooklyn. The Bronx was the boogie down Bronx. We was partying up there.
I am Coke LaRock, the first MC of hip hop. First cat to pick the mic up.
I introduced rapping to the turntable because when I came with it, nobody in the world was doing it. I'm right after Rudy Ray Moore.
They want to come in the mix, they want to say, we started. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. What came to be known as hip hop was solely an African-American creation.
What would you get out of some Jamaican toast? What is that? I've never heard of a rapper use a Jamaican toast or a Jamaican fleur as a rhyme. I never heard of it, and I don't know where that myth came from.
My name is legendary King Trixie from the Bronx, BX from the West Side. I am the first breakdancer.
That narrative that hip-hop has had 3 founding fathers, that's been rolling for the last almost 30 years, which isn't true. You don't have just 3 people who created hip-hop. Hip-hop was created by a number of different people.
I am the grandfather, the godfather of the graffiti culture. I am the first element of hip-hop.
The roots of hip-hop being Jamaican, absolutely false.
My name is MC Sha-Rock. I am a founding member of the MC/rap culture.
Cassette tapes was the internet of our time. It just traveled around by hand.
Well, I know for a fact that the B-Boy stand started from the guards, the 5 percenters that would be at the jams back in the days who were acting as security.
If they get the real truth of how it all was created, then so many lies would not be able to be in existence.